All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Global Tank Leagues Live. And tonight we have RR3 going against Doom Platoon live. Once again, this is just a scrimmage, going by the 8 versus 8 Global Tank rules. And as you can see, teams are already picked up, maps already selected, and it looks like we're ready to roll. So I'm going to go down both teams real quick. And tonight for G-Kill, you have Unglued Badger running a T110E4, Silenced Rogue, and a Leopard 1. Cocaine Nut, we're going to call him, and an IS7. Bliffer and Richhead and T110E5s, Blood Bunny and E100, Oddball and a Super Conqueror, and the Flab and a Chieftain. Over on the side of DP, you have Fusion HK and a T110E4, Bohemian Fawn and a 140, El Big Slice, and So Fat in that chat T25Ts. Reckless Bandito and Dark Vengeance in IS7s, followed by Vinny Bada Bing and Vader in 5As. And here we go, game one. So Airfield War, first map. This map, I'm going to be honest, I haven't really been playing it a lot in competitive play. So back in the day, it used to be maybe a tank or two over at G5, and then the rest of the heavies kind of hold down over where everybody usually fights over at like E4, E6. I'm guessing that's what both teams are going to kind of look to do. Maybe you might see either team incorporate having a tank around B2, maybe even B8, 9. I think the big kicker here is going to be those 5As for DP, as they are more than likely going to get to the hill before the Chieftain and Super Conks do. One thing I do like from RR3 is going to be the fact that it's kind of a funky pick, but the Leopard 1 does have some great vision, so that's one advantage they may have on this map, even though I don't know how I feel about playing a Leopard 1 as a comp tank. But I guess we're going to see how it works right here.
I don't know, I'd almost pick a E50M now after this new buff it got over the Leopard 1.
Yeah, I almost think now, after all the buffings of the tanks, that the patent with the A5 turret has turned into a comp tank. And it looks like we're going to have some early actions. Big Slice spots up the Leopard in the E5. The IS-7's also been spotted. The Super Conk, E100, T110, E5 in the back, and the Chieftain have not been spotted. They're going to make their way over to E4. And it looks like the bulk of the heavies for DP are also heading over to E6. The E4's got himself going around the back side of the map. And the E5's got to be careful here. The E4 is in no position right now to help. If DP notices this, ooh, and it looks like Oddball's getting torched right now. Yeah, he is in big trouble. He's tracked, and he is in a bad spot, and he is all done. One more, and he is a goner. And he just might live. He's going to live. Oof. But this does give the time for the E4 and the T110E5 to come back up and get themselves back in the fight. That's always a dangerous play when you have a tank like the E4 going on a solo flank. The heavies, of course, over at the E line. You get cat pressure being put on right now by Reckless Bandito and Dark Vengeance. Oddball's down to a one-shot. Blood Bunny's taking a hit, and it looks like the other Chieftain has also taken a hit. And it looks like the mediums are back together over at the G line, and Leopard goes down. And that's a tough thing to ask Leopard to do, is go ahead and go toe-to-toe with a Object 140 and 2 Bat Chats. The thing just has absolutely no armor. Now, Bliffer is in a tough spot, as he's going to get wolf-packed by at least 2 mil. Oh, the Bat Chat goes on reload, and the E4 finds Big Slice. He is loaded, so if he can go... He gets ammo rack, but if he can get himself in behind the E4, he'll be okay. But if not, it's going to be over for him right here. Will he do it? Yes, he will. Oh, and E5 takes another big hit. Bohemian should take him out right here. Let's see if he can get himself around, get his gun down, and do it without taking a shot. Perfect. And he bounces, but he's got so fat behind him, and there it is. Now, the coconut guy, he's going to get farmed from behind in the moment by the 140 and the Batchat up on the hill. And then you're going to have El Big Slice coming in from behind him as well, who is just about loaded over towards the cap. Dark Vengeance and Reckless Bandito still going toe-to-toe with an E100. And Dark Vengeance goes down, leaves Reckless Bandito one-on-one. But Blood Bunny takes a big hit, and he is down to about a one-shot, give or take on the roll. The Flab's still almost full health in his Chieftain. However, it looks like he is going to be the Lone Ranger here in a moment because the IS-7 is getting swarmed right now. And they're just kind of... DP is going to actually... There we go. He takes a big hit. Another big hit. Sulfat's going to be loaded here in a moment. And that ought to do for round one. Last guy left is going to be Coconut. Still hanging on. Big hit from the 5A, and there he goes. Down goes Coconut, and that'll do it. DP taking round number one. Good game all in all. A couple adjustments I'd like to see this time from RR3 slash GKill. I'm not quite sure what clan is what as far as what the main clan would be in this. I know these two have recently formed a partnership, and they are working together, which is awesome. But yeah, I'd say out of them, I'd like to see a different tank other than the Leopard 1. I mean, you're on a big map, you're on an open map, you got a slow-moving E100 and two E5s, an E4, and an IS-7. Yes, Leopard 1's a very good spotter, but I'd prefer to see them come out with a couple more mediums, get yourself a couple of objects, maybe a couple of Batchats, just a little bit more speed, a little bit more DPM. Leopard 1 is a great tank, but I don't think it's really cut out for what they need to do right here. Maybe even pull out a 48 Patton. I think that's the new 262A, in my opinion, with better gun depression with that new turret. Over on DP, just keep doing what you're doing. That worked out great. Maybe the only thing I would do is nothing really. I think that was played great. So keep doing what you're doing, and we'll see what adjustments these teams make going into the second half. I've always been a big fan of, if you're going to have a couple of mediums in the game, try to get to that center hill, get some spots off. And I think DP really did a great job of sticking to that. And they spotted that super conk as he was coming across, heading over towards the cap, and they just absolutely unloaded on him. That was huge. That was absolutely huge. And yeah, let's see what these guys do in the meantime. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching the stream tonight. Thank you so much for coming on out for a second night. This is the first time we've done back-to-back streams. So you're going to see a lot more games coming here in the near future as teams do a little bit more scrimmaging on stream. And you see some more kind of seeding matches, I'd call them, but not really seeding matches, if that makes sense. And I also want to take a moment to everybody, feel free to go check out our website, which is oneextralife.com. I saw a post in there earlier about somebody looking to buy merchandise. Well, the merchandise is up for a couple of teams. I know some teams have gotten back to me, some haven't. But if you go through, you can actually click on a name if you go to the clan section, and you can find, I think, Nightmare, Chiefs, No Limits, which unfortunately has to get removed, and Black Knights currently have things in the store. Might be a couple more teams I might be forgetting that I've already done, but I know those 4 teams should have something in there currently. Also, I do intend to get some more things to be made to put up there for sale. However, I obviously don't want to charge people an arm and a leg. And keep in mind, anything you buy from the store goes right back into the community. It's not a for-profit business or anything like that, so it goes all back to you guys. All right, and it looks like we're just waiting on one more tank to be picked for GKill slash RR3, and we'll get this next game. And already I see we've gotten away from the Leopard 1, and we've gone to a PZ7. Oof. Now this is interesting. I think Coconut in the last game was in a IS-7, so they're going to come out with one medium, it looks like, depending on what Coconut picks. But just having a Bat Chat as your sole medium, it's a good tank. It's a great tank. It's a good spotter. It's got good burst damage. But the problem is, okay, and he's going to come out with the 140, which is outstanding. So, as we're getting ready to go, it looks like on the side of G-Kill slash RR3, you got Coconut coming out in a 140, Unglued Badger coming out in a Bat Chat 25T, Oddball in an IS-7, Bliffer and Richhead in T110E5s, Silenced Rogue in a PZ Wagon 7, Blood Bunny in E100, the Flab and Chieftain. Over on the side of DP, you have iSample coming out in an E4, Bohemian Fawn in a 140, El Big Slice and So Fat and Bat Chats, Reckless Bandito and Dark Vengeance in IS-7s, Vinny Bada Bing and Vader in WZ 111.5As. And here we go, game 2. As DP is up 1-0, and let's see what kind of adjustments both teams make, and let's see what we get. All right. So the interesting thing here is, I really think RR3 and GKL have the better side of the map right now. They get a little bit more cover for the tanks moving through versus the other side of the map where you got to go through that clearing over by E2 slash F3 where you can easily get spotted and potentially clipped. With their slower tanks, of course, it looks like they're all coming down towards the middle, and nobody's going to head over on the backside. I think it's a really dangerous play if they're going to attempt to rush up that middle section right there. You run the risk of absolutely getting destroyed early. But if DP's not careful, I don't think they've spotted the 140, the Bat, or the Chieftain yet. So they could potentially get surprised here as well. But it looks like G-Kill RR3 is going to make that push through the center. And again, this is dangerous. If those Bat Chats or 140 spot them, it could be hazardous. However, the majority of the heavy tanks are still making their way over towards the cap, coming from the E2, E3 area. One tank I'd really like to see a little bit more of on this map, I'd like to see him come out with a couple of super conks, especially in place of that Panzer 7 or the E100 out of GKL RR3. And holy moly,
Sorry.
that was loud.
Sorry.
So yeah, iSample's going to sit in the back, and he's just going to be Overwatch right now. And it looks like we're kind of gearing up for a battle on the hill. DP recognizes the overmatch by G-Kill, and they're just going to bail out of that and get themselves to a better spot. Good strategy. Live to fight another day, but So Fat may not be so lucky as to make it. And Coconut's going to chase him, and he tracks him. He's going to force him to burn a repair kit right off the bat. That's huge. Oh boy, he's in big trouble. There's the ram kill, and it is over. And then really for him, there was no easy way out of that. And good job on G-Kill for recognizing the fact that they had a big overmatch there. Now let's see if DP can make them pay on the other side of the map where they should have an advantage.
Just like last night.
And here we go. Big fight going on over at E3, E4, E6. Yeah, E6. There we go. Finally, I saw that. That's huge.
Yeah.
Wow. And there goes the IS-7 from Oddball going down. Blood Bunny at about half health. Oh man. But they got to be careful. I'm rotating myself around, and iSample is all done. Eye sample gets taken from behind, which good on them for getting him out of the way. And now they're going to go capitalize on Vinny Bada Bing, it looks like. But Flab is about to make a costly mistake for the rest of his team. Right now, the 140, the E5, the Bat Chat, nobody can shoot him because he is hugging his face. Open up that line of fire, and next time drive all the way around him and get him behind. And because of this, you've got Reckless Bandito coming in to help. So this tank potentially could have been dead as Richard just puts a shot off the back of Flab, who's still in front of Vinny Bada Bing. And DP has turned what looked like could be potentially fatal mistake with Eye Sample and the SoFat Batchat getting caught out. But they've taken it to them, they regathered themselves, that's why they're a veteran team, that's why they've always been a great team for a long time. And they were able to get out of that situation. They're not out of the woods, but it's looking better for them now. Here comes Badger coming in on Big Slice. Oh, this is going to be close. Oh, Big Slice does take him down. Flab goes down. Richard, last one left. And there it is. DP taking game 2. That was a very good game. Both teams really at one point or another had an opportunity to win. I think the biggest thing for GKill RR3, you had a huge advantage when you got that bat out right off the bat. That kind of set the tone because you already controlled the center of the map, and from there you could have used that to control kind of the backside, which they did a good job of in taking the E4 out. It all comes down to fundamental mistakes that cost them that last game. Great job in getting yourselves to where you were and taking out a couple of tanks, and the focus fire was great, but lesson to be learned out of this would be don't face hug when you have tanks behind you. Drive around him and make sure everybody else has an opportunity to shoot the tank. That could have potentially turned the tide of the battle.
Turn your tank sideways.
Exactly. Leave some room
Keep
in
them
there
from
for guys to
backing
get some
up.
shots in. Yes, sir.
It also helps keeping them from rotating their hull to drive out of there a lot quicker.
Yep, it's so my big thing, yeah, like I said, keep the lane of fire open, get in behind them, do what you have to do, but just don't block the damage. Don't put yourself in a spot where nobody else can hit somebody. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much all there is to it. But I'd say that was a pivotal moment in allowing DP to get back into the game. So we're moving on to the next map, which I'm not sure who's picking the next map, but I guess we are about to find out. So let's go take a look and see who's playing what. Airfields. Sand River, it looks like. All right.
Sand River is DP's pick.
Perfect. This is one of my favorite maps to play. There's a couple of different strats the teams can use here. You know, whether they want to focus hard on the like B8 line, or if you want to focus hard on like the H1, J1 area. Really, it's just gonna, I guess, depend on the type of tanks that your team's really geared up to use. I've even seen some cases where, and I've tried this out a couple of times, we're using Type 5 heavies kind of in the center in the river. Dingy can attest to that. He was involved.
Yeah.
That's another possibility, believe it or not, as crazy as that sounds. But so far, I like the way DP's setting this up. I like the fact that they're coming out with a light tank that can do some spotting, and they've got 2 bat chats. And so on the E4, again, this is a really open map, and that's a really slow tank. I guess it's not the slowest tank in the world, but it's just not what I would recommend on an open map. Although
Probably
I used
not
to be
the greatest
huge.
tank for this map.
I used to be huge on using one over at the D2 area and having him be like an Overwatch. And really from there, he's kind of versatile into where he can go, but you can peg tanks over on the C6, C7 area, and you can also peg tanks over at like the K3 area if they poke.
I've been fancying that what clan is it? I think it's Corruption. where they put the tanks up on the hills, and UNL does it as well, where they put the STRV 103B up on those climbs for the that's way OP'd, and you have shots for days with that tank.
I think the big thing about getting a tank up into F1, yeah, it's a great spot to be. However, if you know an enemy has a tank up there, just don't go there. Get away. He cannot hit. I do believe he cannot hit anybody out at D7 area. Nor can he hit anybody at the J5 or J6 area. So if you are to put cap pressure on, I guess the main advantage would be just stay away from that area and do not let them get on the cap. But it looks like we're just waiting on one RR3 to pick up a tank, and we should be ready to go here in a moment. Again, I'd like to welcome everybody to the Global Tank League. This is just a scrimmage, but we're going to start doing this a lot more. And hopefully next week we are going to have a couple more big matchups for you. We're going to have Chiefs playing No Limits at 8:30 p.m. Eastern next Wednesday. I'm not looking at a calendar, but I'm going to go ahead and say it's the 4th. I'm taking a big guess on that. Followed by after that, not confirmed, but hopefully DP coming out again and hopefully taking on LG, which I'm excited for this. I can't wait. That should be a great matchup. 4 great teams going at it. It should be a lot of fun. So it looks like we're all set and ready to go. On the side of RR3/GKill, we have Silenced Rogue coming out with the Waffen Tractor E100. Coconut coming out with an Object 140. Unglued Badger coming out with a Batchat 25T. Bifleur and Richard again coming out in T110 E5s. Blood Bunny coming out in E100. Oddball and Flab, both coming out in Chieftains. And on the side of Doom Platoon, you have Fusion HK coming out with that 110E4. Bohemian Fawn coming out with the T100 LT. Big Slice and So Fat again coming out in Batchats. Dark Vengeance in the IS7, iSample and Chieftain. Vinny Bada Bing and Vader coming out with WZ 111-5As. And here we go, game 3. It is currently 2-0 in the favor of DP, and let's see what we get here on Sand River. I'd also like to point out, I'm taking bets right now on whether or not Vinny Bada Bing is actually Italian or not. I'm going to go ahead and say he's from New Jersey, and he's Italian. We'll find out after the game.
So
right.
I got the privilege to watch DP and LG face each other during the ladder match while I was modding that, and that was a heck of a battle between the two. It wound up going 2-2. They
I'm
each
excited. I
took
can't
one
wait to
from
see
each
him.
other.
I can't wait to see him come out and play. Last night we also had some great games. We had Silva who came out and played on your 6, and we also had LG who again came out and they played against Rated R. 4 great battles, and I think one of the best battles I've seen in a while. It looked like one team had a clear-cut advantage, and then that just dissipated in the first game of On Your 6 and Silva. So to get things going, it looks like RR3's majority of their team's already been spotted, and we all know that the Waffen Tractor is on a 60-second reload, so he needs to get out of there quick, fast, and in a hurry before they figure that out. And it looks like DP is going to be smart about this, and they're getting a few tanks down in the dip. I'm guessing those guys are going to come up the backside of that hill and look to get on cap pressure early. I'm not quite sure what RR3 is going here for a setup, but you get the E100, who is driving on the bottom side of the city, the E5s in the dip, and one of the other E5s is also at like the edge of the dip looking towards the cap. But if DP gets some cap pressure here early, it's kind of a they're kind of spread all over the place. I like where the Waffen Tractor, if you're going to use them, I guess that's kind of where he's going to go at this point. Chieftain's not in a bad spot. The other Chieftain's getting himself in a good spot, and of course you have the Batchat and 140 coming around the backside, and they do spot Fusion HK, and he was mirrored from where I had said earlier I like to put the E4. And he takes a bounce off the hatch. But he's in trouble. He's going to need somebody to come back and help as he takes a hit, and he desperately needs one of his teammates to come back and at least attempt the spot. They do have a T100 out there, but they're going to take on these two. DP is going to go ahead and push these two E5s who are way out of position. They don't have any support from the E100, nor do they have support from the Waffle. And it looks like they're just going to be left high and dry, and they are in big trouble. So at this point now, I'd like to see G-Kill just push in, take that E4 out as quick as possible, get on that Chieftain as quick as possible, and try to salvage what you can from this, because those E5s are not going to be able to hold out very long at all, and the E100 is getting absolutely torn to pieces by the Bat Chats, who just finished him in a matter of seconds. Now it's time for the Waffle to get himself in there and just start getting shots. And the E4 goes down. So then you got Eye Sample coming up and doing some spotting. And he's now got the two Chieftains illuminated. And Bliffer now goes down with his E5. So now DP is going to work their way back towards the cap. And they're just going to look to work on these two Chieftains here. And also here comes the Waffen Tractor coming to get in on the action. Bad chat look for GK looks like he is just about reloaded, and he's going to make his way into the fight. And it looks like they're going to group up, and they're going to give us a little showdown right here at the cap. It's going to kind of be the last stand for G-Kill, as yeah, looks like they're all going to come over here and just engage each other, and I love it. I love when teams do this and they just go at it. You know, the old style fisticuffs. But I'd really like to see Silence Rogue get himself down in that dip and just go around and just absolutely melt one of those tanks. But, oh, he's going to actually take some shots at the Bat Chat, I hope. Yes, he is. There it is. Oh, boy. And the Bat's going to get away. And in return, they're going to land some damning shots on Silence Rogue, and he is in big-time trouble. He is just about done. Light Tank's going to get him right here. Yes, sir, he is. There he goes. Unglued Badger came in the backside this whole time. He just kind of crept in there, and he's going to go try to... Oh, nope. He's not going to find anybody. He is going to get clipped by somebody. Chieftains are going to be left to fend themselves off against the T100 Light Tank. Eye Samples Chieftain, and here comes Vader and Dark Vengeance coming in the back door. Down goes Flab. That leaves Oddball and Glued, who's running around in the back. Oddball goes down. That leaves just Unglued. And I'm guessing at this point, oh, what a shot from Eye Sample there. And that takes out Unglued, and there you have it. Doom Platoon coming out and taking this 3-0. I'd like to say thank you to both teams for coming out and playing. You guys are great. G-Kill, thanks for coming out. Thanks for participating. We really appreciate it. And great job tonight. As well as DP, good job tonight. Thank you for coming out and playing. And next week, obviously, we really hope to see DP come out and play LG. We're trying to kind of set up a couple of great matches for next weekend. And hopefully sooner or later, we're going to see some Immortals in here. I tried earlier in the month, I think, to get Immortals to take on No Limits, but I just couldn't get it to pin down to a time. But with that being said, just in looking back at some of the matches tonight and some of the highlights, DP, great job in the first game of getting those tanks in the beginning spotted, and great job of just bleeding out that Conqueror. And for RR3, you guys did a great job in the second game of capitalizing early on an overmatch and taking out a Bat Chat while the other two mediums scurried away, and then killing the E4 off pretty quickly. And then DP in the second game for coming out and looking at the two E5s that were separated from the rest of the team, just working away on them, and then obviously just finishing it off. Great job to both teams for the night. And again, thank you everybody for coming out and watching this. And yeah, don't forget, check out the website. If you see some merchandise you like, feel free to buy it. It is oneextralife.com. And also remember, we're going to be having a live stream before the season starts. So a lot more information will be revealed. Uh-oh. They want to go another round. All right. Yeah, I guess that's all up to those guys. However, I need to grab a drink if I'm going to watch some more tanking, so I will be back in just a minute. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm back with a drink in hand, ready to watch some tanking. And what do we have going on here? It looks like DP is going to take the high line this time, and
Looks like it's just
RR3 is
going to be
going
a
to get.
full-out little brawl now.
Yeah. The T100
RR3
coming
is
over the
not in
hill
a very
too.
good position. He did.
Yeah.
He's lucky though. He's lucky. He got himself
Yeah,
back up right.
he barely got a shot missed on him.
Coconut is about to go down.
And Coconut is down. That's it for him.
Watch DP. They're gonna
Honestly,
steamroll him.
I think Coconut lagged out on that one. His tank was just going straight. There was no movement of him at all.
Oh man. You know, originally I think that DP had the better advantage and the better positioning. I think they caught Generation Kill or RR3 going to trying to get into the dip. And if they had gotten a couple of tanks on the back side of that little ridge right there, they could have just rained it in on them. But instead, they chose to come out here and just do some brawling, kind of like Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield.
Yep.
And Biffer is about to eat one from the IS-7. There he goes. That leaves unglued. Blood Bunny.
DP just trying to have fun now.
Silence Rogue. Yeah. And there
Yeah,
goes
DP's
Bohemian
out
Fawn
for
goes
fun,
down.
but RR3 is actually looking really good on this one, honestly. And I've noticed
I don't know.
they've actually been getting better throughout the night. With some up and downs.
Well, I'd like to see DP right here. I'd like to see him take out Blood Bunny. You know, once So Fat and L Slice or L Big Slice reload, I think you're going to see him make that push. And they need to get Blood Bunny. He's just a couple shots away from being done, but the Bat Chats are just bleeding the Panzer right now. The Panzer 7.
Well,
And
Rogue
he's in big trouble.
Just one shot.
And down he
He's
goes.
gone.
Now it's time to take out. Oh, but here comes Unglued is going to come in from behind and possibly take out L Big Slice.
You could actually take both of them out.
I don't think he can finish off so fast.
He'll leave
It's gonna
So
be
Flat
close.
down to Rogue.
He'll be a couple, yeah, he'll be a
hit
one or two
points.
shot. Yeah. But now I would just start teeing off on Vader or Reckless Bandito. Down goes, can't read through all the names and all the carnage in the center, but down goes the Flab. And it's going to be close, but that Chief, there, the 215 Bravo is no joke. That thing has some serious DPM for a heavy and 25 hit points to boot. So that is not an easy tank to be playing against. And out of a bat chat,
Ooh,
and he
he
gets
gets
tracked.
tracked.
That hurts. And that's
He's
it.
down.
Right there.
Yeah, he got caught up in that carnage.
Bunny put 4K damage.
All right. Vader coming out with almost 5,000, over 5,000 damage out of his 5A.
Yep.
Blood Buddy coming in with over 4,000 with that E100. And that's typically not a tank I recommend taking on a map like this, same as that Panzer 7, the Panzer Wagon. But kudos to both tankers for putting out that kind of damage. And again, the match going to DP. But at this point, I think we're playing for fun, so more power to them all.
They want to keep it going. We can. I mean, okay.
All right, so
No.
I asked a question earlier about Vinny Bada Bing. Now it's time to message him and find out if he is Italian from New Jersey.
We can get him in the party if we want to. And find out.
You
Oh,
know
not
what?
that way.
Actually, we haven't done this ever on a GTL stream. So you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and have a little bit of fun with this, and let's get Vinny in here and let's talk to Vinny real quick, and then I'll grab somebody from GKill and I will get them in here as well.
Okay.
So let's get
Let's
Vinny
have him in
Bada
my-
Bing in here.
Let's see if he
I
comes.
got him right now. All right. And then I'll pick somebody random from GKill. Actually, you know what? I'll probably just get Blood Bunny in here, and we'll talk to either him or Oddball. But yeah, let's see if Vinny gets in here and is able to talk with us for a couple minutes. And I guess while we're waiting on him, we will invite. Oh, they're leaving at a rapid pace now. Let's see if we can get Oddball in here. Speak to us.
I haven't heard him say
I don't know if
that.
anybody wants to talk to us.
I know. Just tell him.
Huh. All right. You know what? Let's get Fusion in here. Fusion will talk to me. So let's see. Let's see what Fusion has to say. So, don't make a liar out of me, Fusion. Let's go.
I know. It's in my team.
All right. And
There
there
he
he
is.
is. the man of the hour.
What's up?
Welcome, Fusion.
I'm not
We're
the
still
what?
live on stream. So,
Oh, that means I need to watch
number
my
one.
mouth.
yes. Welcome, Oddball again. Well,
Woof
welcome both
woof.
guys.
The
We're still
slaughter
live
guy
on
is
stream.
here. The guy that played like crap is here. Hey,
Yeah.
what's up?
So I got
I'm
some
great.
questions. I've got some questions for both of you guys, and there's the guy
Hold
I
up.
really wanted to talk
There
to
you go,
joining
there's
in the
the-
party right
Blood
now.
Bunny. Where's Bunny?
This is
Knock
this
off
is the
all
guy. This is the guy I wanted to come in here. Vinny Bada Bing. You're going to be the man of the hour. I did call Fusion
Yeah.
Nap, but yeah, you were my highlight of the night. And I have to ask you one question, sir. Are you an Italian from New Jersey?
That's
I get
that's
a
what we
lot
were
of that.
discussing.
I did a lot of that. No, my family's from
Okay.
New York.
All right. Well, close enough.
Yeah.
Close enough, Vinny.
So, thank you guys for coming out and playing tonight. Really appreciate it to come live on stream, and maybe I'll start doing this from now on and inviting both teams in, and just
This is
discussing
awesome
the
because
matches
I didn't
in
know
general.
what was going on. I just brought
Oh
in Blood
shit.
Bunny.
Okay, here's everybody.
There's
Okay,
Bunny.
yeah, here we go.
There's
What's
Bunny.
up, Fusion? Where the fuck you at? Fusion, where you at?
Whoa,
There's your Bunny. Whoa,
Oh, hey, hold on, hold on.
Practice.
Language
Hold on,
illegal.
language,
Good
guys.
fucking practice.
Ask,
Oh.
ask,
Keep in
I'm
mind,
already-
we
hey,
are still live
I've
on
been using
Twitch.
bad words.
We're still,
I've been-
hey,
yes.
we're still live, guys. So language, please.
Still live on stream.
Yes.
Hold
Oh,
on a
yeah.
minute.
My
So,
apologies.
questions.
Good games.
I've learned the
All
hard
right.
way recently.
So, thank you everybody for coming in. But yeah.
Greasy
So,
coward.
anyways,
Put my dime
questions.
back.
So first off, thank you guys for coming out tonight and playing. Really greatly
Go
appreciated.
get in the
Thank you
shower.
for
It's
coming on
Michael's
stream and
pick.
playing.
You haven't listened.
And
I'm not even.
also, I want to say,
There's no flipping.
you know,
Michael picks because you haven't listened.
Uh-oh.
Someone's
I don't
got some
know.
back
What-
chatter
okay.
going.
Yeah.
What kind of
So-
conversation is Pat
Yeah.
having?
Someone's having back chat.
well, if we get really quiet right now, we can just kind of listen to I'm great talking about something in the background. I have no idea.
Took a good
So,
little.
anyways.
Go take a shower.
My mic
Okay,
was
so
muted,
the-
so I was
so,
getting after my daughter. Sorry, guys.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
not muted. We heard
Go ahead
every
and mute
damn
it.
word you said.
Bad daddy. Bad daddy. Wait, good daddy. Good daddy.
Wait, oddball.
So first
Oddball.
off,
Yes.
I want to
so
say
I need to-
again, I'm
I
sorry,
need
I keep sounding like a broken record.
We will. We'll chat.
And thank you for coming out and playing again. But I just want to hear from DP that first game. So playing on Airfield, I think it was Big Slice, and I'm trying to recollect who was in the other bat chat. They were kind of playing in tandem all night. But
It wreaked havoc for us.
yes, it did. It did. Now you guys had a great strategy when you went up on that main hill, and you were able to catch the
Oh,
super
fuck
conk
that.
from RR3 and G Kill.
That
You
was
caught
me.
him in a bad spot, yeah, and he just got absolutely melted.
Well, what's funny about that thing is that our L Big Slice in our bat chat, that first match was lagging the whole time he was playing.
And,
That sucks.
And the funny thing about me and the Super Conk, I'm faster than E100, and I'm trying to get with him, and I get tagged. I'm like, what? And then, yeah, you guys dwindled
Well,
me down for no health.
There's a
Super
good
conk.
reason behind that, and I think the big reason is the E100 isn't the biggest threat as the DPM and that turret armor out of the Super Conk. If it were up to me,
Oh, yeah.
I'd have said let's go ahead and let's take out that Super Conk and we can deal with the E100
Oh,
later.
good point.
But
that is true.
so on the side of RR3 and G Kill, now I want you
Yeah.
guys to go ahead and watch that stream back and listen to some of the commentary. So you guys in the second game, you guys had a really big play where I think you guys recognized you had an overmatch on that hill against the mediums of DP, and you guys caught I don't remember which one it was, but you guys caught one of the bat chats at a bad spot and just absolutely demolished him. Later on in that battle, you guys did
It
a great
was so
job, and then you guys
fast.
turned around and it was, yeah, he went down quick, and then you guys went around the backside and you were able to get the E4 out of the game, which was great. But I think where things faltered, and I don't remember who it was. I guess it doesn't even really matter. But the fatal mistake that you guys made in that last push was whoever was in the, I think it was Chieftain, just face hugged the IS-7 and absolutely
Yeah, that was
blocked
me.
3 or 4 shots from everybody.
Wait, that was my other one.
And
Yeah,
so-
that wasn't me.
Yeah, so it was oddball. Oddball, did you play tonight? I can't remember.
It wasn't oddball. It wasn't oddball.
No, I was playing the Super Conk.
It was either the
Yeah.
flip
Matches.
or
It was
was
probably
pretty
me and the
Richard.
hot dog.
But hey, but I was on the verge
Oh,
about
that's
to raise
bad.
my hand going, I'm sorry, I think that was me. Oh wait, it wasn't. Okay, good.
Okay,
They played
so
like crap.
this oddball, I need to ask if you remember this.
Oddball getting wrecked. Well, it depends on where the whack's going and coming from.
That was commentary from another match we played a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
against
You know what?
Draco.
I'll tell you. Oh no, I'll tell you this. Yes, I'm not going to deny it. Yes, I remember. Shamefully.
Shamefully, it's all good. You know, we had fun playing tonight. I think maybe
Good.
we should practice some more together. If you guys want to
Yeah.
set up scrims and
Yo,
actually
we-
run some
we need
strats
it.
with us, then we're more than we're more than willing to
Okay.
go over stuff with anyone.
I
So,
got.
yeah,
a
like
question.
I said, you guys
definitely
here.
good for us.
This is oddball. I got a question for all you guys, and I know it's not just
Let's hear it.
affecting my clan, G-Kill's clan, or RR3's clan, but since the Merc launch came out, and then really after the 4.6, I mean, both of our clans have enough players to compete where we don't need to help each other. But man, I lost more than half my player base of my guys. Man, they were just so pissed off with what Wargaming did. So that's why we did the sister clan thing, just to make sure. I mean, we almost didn't even have a full 8 tonight.
And that's a tough
I-
thing. And of course,
I hope things
as a clan leader
change.
myself,
Yeah.
it's, I can relate
It
to
is
where you're coming
tough.
from. It can be, and it's tough to run a clan, especially longevity is huge, and the longer you're
Oh, yeah.
around, the more you weather the storm, the better off you'll be in the long run.
Yeah, I've been through too many
yeah,
rebuilds for that one.
And a quick question
Yeah.
for Fusion.
Yes, sir.
So DP came out tonight, and I think this is probably
Mm-hmm.
the first time I think I've seen you guys play on stream in a long time.
Yes.
I don't recall watching you guys recently playing a stream. So how did it feel tonight to come out and play on stream for the first time in a while? And actually, is there anything you want people to know about DP right now?
Yeah, so I really can't speak for all DP. I just do the scheduling. So what we did is after the WCL, DP had 2 teams, and Ifer and I joined up with DP for a WCL team. It was called Ifer DP, and so Ifer and I decided that they didn't want to comp anymore at this time. So all the people that wanted to comp with Ifer and I were asked if we wanted to join DP. So those of us that did, we went to DP, and it's been great learning from some of the OG guys there that've been there forever, that are really, really, really good at the game. They're great, and so basically we haven't been playing on stream because when you put 2 teams together, you all have to get used to each other's play style, and it's kind of like rebuilding. I'm sure like you said, FaZe, you've been there before. I'm sure other people have been there before. So we've just kind of been trying to do our own thing and just keep up and doing practices and practices and practices together against other teams off stream before we were ready to go on stream. So like
Awesome.
Fawn, yeah, Bohemian Fawn, all them guys, iSample, the guys are great. And so basically all I gotta say is hats off to them guys for doing a great job tonight. All of them guys. Vader, Reckless Bandito, So Fat, Big Slice, Vinny Bada Bing, myself. I couldn't ask for a better group of guys to play with.
We have
You
the
guys
Vader
came
on
out
our
and
hit
played
list.
great. Yeah, you guys, Fusion, you guys came out and you guys played great. You could tell. I mean, you guys looked like a team that had been working together for quite a while, and a team that was kind of really gelled together. And yeah, you guys looked great in both matches. Your strategy was good, and you really did the small things right, which was huge. So, want to go ahead and I want to ask Oddball or Blood Bunny, which one of you guys wants to speak? Which one of you guys wants
I'll
to
let
speak for
Blood Bunny
RR3?
speak.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Yeah.
So, I know that you guys have recently become merged clans, kind of like one big team between RR3 and G-Kill, and now you guys have now you guys have GTO coming up, where you're gonna have to rely on your own team to go ahead and get this done. So my question for you guys is, number one, is there anything you want everybody to know about you guys? And number two, where do you think you're going to stand, and what are you guys going to look to do? What you would consider better, or what are you going to look to focus on when you guys come out to play, and you guys come out to play other teams that have been training for a while and practicing together, and this and that?
I mean, as far as what we think you're coming out to be, just kind of getting it back to where, like I said, the sister clan idea was a new idea I brought up because of work and everything. Just trying to rebuild. It was kind of a band-aid on getting the rebuild where we needed it. That's why we're playing mixed right now. But ultimately, just trying to get back to the activity we used to have. We were pretty consistent in WNF as far as getting going between bronze and silver divisions and actually being active when we could field a full RR3 set. Just as far as what anything else what you should expect from RR3 is just kind of we're here just just to be in the community and get back to where we were at the level we should be and where we were because kind of fell off the face of the map for a while. So just trying to get back and get better. So this match coming out did really open our eyes to a lot, and I think DP for that, helping us out, actually running the room right, getting set up. Me and Fusion talked about this for about a week, and just good planning on everything. So just everything falling in place to set us up for future events in Global Tank League, as it's a fresh scene and it's somewhere to start fresh.
And I'll chime
right.
in here. Oddball for G
Go
Kill.
ahead.
Yeah, so really quick. Yeah, we were in the WCL. It was a brutal 3 months. We were in there. We did all right. We lost. Didn't place high, and that's when we started getting to the WNF. The WNF was great. We were a bronze team moving up, and then all of a sudden, it's just Hell's Cat personal issues came up, kind of fell apart, put our team in limbo. And then I was like, okay. And then WNF is going to come start up again, and then it doesn't. And it was just kind of confusing. We went to comp play, but then I saw this Real Tank League, and I go, oh man, this looks really good. So I'm trying to pump the blood of the Real Tank League into my boys to bring them back. And then Blood Bunny reached out to me, just out of the blues. Hey man, let's sister clan. I was like, you know what? Yeah, because I can't get my player base and my team back. So. Other than that, I think this World Tank League is going to be awesome.
Well, there you have it.
I
what?
agree.
We'd be more than happy to have you guys come out and play again on stream before the season starts, and maybe you'll see yourselves on
Practicing a lot more.
on
Yes,
live
we will.
stream, or well, maybe you guys will see yourselves during the
So-
regular season.
Hey FaZe, I think
Yeah.
I think our caller here, Bohemian Fawn for the evening, joined in the party. I don't know if he's still here or not, but
He's
he
here.
could tell you everything about DP. He's one of them original people. You know what I'm saying?
He's
They've
been
in there
with them
forever.
for a long time, absolutely. And he can probably
So-
tell you guys better than. Go ahead.
Back to the Chieftain, back on Airfield, forever ago.
Yes.
It was the flag.
Yes. There you go.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Don't have him face hug. Have him move behind the tank. Go around the tank. Open up shooting alleys for the other tanks, so he's not blocking shots.
Absolutely. Yeah, but going back to what I was going to say, Bohemian, you've been with DP for a long time. You've been there for as long as I can even remember. And what's DP isn't the same clan as you saw a couple seasons ago. You don't have. I wouldn't even include Anarchy in this. I'm talking like Leech and some of the really, really, really old school guys that you just don't see playing the game anymore. What's it like now to just kind of find yourselves with a new group of guys? Some of you guys have been there the guys who are playing with you have been there for quite a while. And I know you've got Legally Atheist, who's an excellent player as well in there. And I know he's done a little bit of calling. What's it like now with the group you're running with now?
Well, it's very different. I'm so used to the old group where we kind of knew what everyone was gonna do. So
Yeah.
I didn't really need to do much. I just needed to call out positions at the beginning, and then everyone knew what I wanted, and we kind of just flowed pretty smoothly. It was some games where I didn't even need to talk, and it just flowed pretty smoothly. Now it's a little more complex because it's like a completely new team basically. It's like an entirely new roster, so I have to. It's kind of like a struggle a little bit, but they're getting there. So
That's good. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. And you know that's, and I can attest to this just as much. I mean, we've been through it ourselves. You know, we had a solid team together, and then a couple guys went off and started another team, and then you know our second clan became their own team. So I can relate to this on a lot of levels, and I can tell you also that at the end of the day, you know, where we find ourselves at now is a lot of guys that have been playing together and that have really come together. And it's actually fun to watch and to go back and look at it and think about it. And I can remember being in Nightmare and playing against DP and just getting absolutely slaughtered. And I mean slaughtered. And I think this is going back a couple of years now, but when we first got into competitive play, I don't even think we got I think it was just minimal damaging shots to begin with and just got absolutely blown away. But as time went on and we started to gel as a team and we just came together, things just get better and better. And as you were saying, and I think that's a really good point for anybody out there watching and for anybody out there that is a leader, is the longer you stick with it, the longer you communicate with your guys and you play with the same guys, the better you get and the less work you actually have to do as a caller. And that's huge. And once again, I want to thank everybody from DP for coming out tonight. You guys were great. And I want to thank everybody from RR3 and GKill both for coming out tonight and playing. You guys are also great. Thank you so much, guys. And like I said, we hope to see PP take on LG next week at 9:30, and GKill and RR3. We'll try to get you guys back on maybe the week after.
Oh,
maybe next
definitely.
week. We'll
Okay,
see
yeah,
what you guys are
definitely.
going on, and
I'll totally get back to you
Thank
about
you,
the
everybody.
LG
match?
match.
Question mark?
absolutely.
Have a good night.
And have a good night, everybody. I thank you guys for watching our stream. I promise you guys we'll get everything. We'll kind of try to add some new twists to some streams and get some interviews in from now on or something like that. But yeah, thank you so much, everybody,
Definitely,
for coming out tonight.
definitely a
and watching.
good outlook for
Oh,
this Global Tank League.
Yeah, Global
sure.
Tank League. Another thing I want to say, dude, I love what you guys are doing for like leagues. You got more than just
Thank you.
for the top dogs. Boom, everyone plays the top dogs play top dogs, medium dogs play medium dogs, lower dogs play lower dogs, and then they compete and go on. But I like that.
And that's the idea, really. I mean, it'd be no fun to watch.
Well, it's like
a
the
team
WC.
NL
It's like the,
come
somebody
out
W.
and just-
Yeah, it's
and
like
destroy
WC.
some
All of a
of the other
sudden,
teams.
what? We're playing the Immortals? Oh, come on
Yeah.
now. Really?
Yeah, that would get tricky.
So, but
Yeah,
anyways,
nobody wants to
I love
watch
where I love where
blowouts.
it's going, and I just want to say, your teaser trailer for World Tank League is awesome. I love it.
Thank you.
I love
Thank
that
you. You're gonna
throwback
see-
World War II
actually,
record player playing, talking.
We're gonna change that. It's
Oh, okay.
we're going to start putting up what's going to happen. And of course, this is good information for everybody. But between tonight, tomorrow, some night when I have a free minute, I'm going to take last night's stream from YouTube and I'm going to put it up on the front page. And I'm just going to start putting games of the week up on the front page. I'm going to start spreading. Let me rephrase that. Not me, but we. Should really be using the word we instead of me. But we're going to try to. What we're doing is for the community. I mean, the merchandise we're selling and everything, that isn't going into
Nice.
my pocket. It's not going into 19's pocket. It's going back to the community. And essentially that's what's going to fund prizing. And we don't plan to give away tanks, gold, silver, anything like
Perfect.
that. Instead, it'll be cash.
Hoodies and everything else
Yeah.
is better, man. T-shirts. Oh,
Yeah.
rocking,
No, you just get the
rocking
money.
your clan logo, or rocking,
There you go.
your Nemesis's
Absolutely.
logo. That's awesome, man.
And then you get to post a video of you burning it afterwards. Your nemesis things, that is. So buy as many
Not
as you
if I
want to
pay
start a
$55
bonfire with.
for a hoodie. I don't think I'll do
I
that.
know, right?
$59.95 plus shipping, to be exact.
Oh, okay. Okay, there you go.
Okay.
What if you got Prime?
$59.95 plus shipping. Maybe tack on an extra $9.95 for rush delivery.
Amazon 24/7 delivery.
Yes, sir.
One thing I do want to add, just to close out remarks as far as what you guys are doing, the way we set it up, talking to Don and getting everything up, like making sure spectators were doing the right thing and who needed to be in the room was in the room. That's what I really did like, because especially
Good.
going
Glad to
back
hear
to the
that.
spectator issues. Like I said, everyone's had those issues. I mean, I tried to run a scrim a couple nights ago. It didn't go well because of that, but just the fact that the way you guys set it up and the understanding, tonight's room like went flawless. Like I think the way you guys ran it was spot on, and you accommodated both sides of the ball. So that's one thing I would like to see continue, especially.
Absolutely, and we're going to try our best to make sure there's somebody available for as many games as humanly possible. We want to stream as many games because I know that's what players like. Players like competition. Players like to see stuff. They like to see content, and at the end of the day, this game is really going to start falling apart if somebody doesn't do something.
Yeah, and
So here we
that
are.
was the big push to
and
come
we're
over
gonna try to
here.
do something.
Be a something
Yes,
good.
sir.
You ever thought of recruiting Hell's Cat from WNF over here?
I don't know what he has going on. I know he's had some personal issues, and I think
Yes.
really he has to take care of that. But I mean, those guys have a great show. Wednesday Night Fight's a great show. It's been a staple of the community for a long time. So I think those guys are pretty content in doing what they're doing. And again, they put on a great show. They really do. So
Yeah, but I think
it's
your
good to have
guys'
a couple
show
other shows.
is awesome. I
It's
think there's good
it's
things
getting ready
coming
to
Thank
here.
take
you.
off. I can
Thank
feel
you.
it.
You guys are bringing back comp play. I already see it.
Yes, sir. That is the intent, is to bring it back and to get more people interested in it. So I think that's one big thing. As far as World of Tanks goes, I know they don't probably see it the same way we do. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. I don't work there. I don't attend the meetings. So I really couldn't speak for anybody but myself. But the way I see it, I don't think they pay as much attention to us because we're really a minority of the community. A lot of the community likes to get on, blow some things up, and then leave and go do
Yeah.
something else for a while. So
Don't go to
this
Reddit.
really, I'm hoping this gets, I'm really hoping this gets people interested in coming in and playing and trying it out. I mean, even if you're a beginner, it doesn't matter. Just if it's fun, it's fun. If it's not, it's not. At the end of the day, ultimately, this is a video game. So let's get one thing straight. It's a video game. Everybody should be able to enjoy it, play it how you want. I don't care. But competition is something I like. I've always been competitive, and I love when people come together and work as a team. So that's my thoughts on it. And, I'm excited. I'm excited for everybody here. I'm excited to get this going and to see where it goes.
And this is oddball. One last thing I'm going to say, Don Tito. I like what you just did right here at the end. Started inviting people. You might want to post that on the website, or like, hey, after the battle, a couple of you guys from this team, couple from that team. Let's get together. The spectators, the mods. Let's get on here and talk like this because we never done this on WNF.
Yeah, it was a spur.
You know
kinda
what?
cool.
Actually, if you go back and look, it'll there's some old games that they used to
Oh.
invite the leaders from each clan on to just kind of talk
That's
about
before my time. But yeah, I
it.
like
Yes,
this.
sir. A couple years back. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And
It
again, I want to thank
turns
everybody
the
for.
salt into sugar.
There you go. Absolutely. It's fun to hear a different perspective on things during battle. After battle, hearing what the other team has to say. But again, I want to thank everybody for coming out and watching tonight. Thank you so much. And thank you, Dingy, for coming out and streaming tonight. Thank you, Don, for coming in and running the room. And thank you, I'm Great, for coming in and also spectating as well. You guys are great. Thank you so much. And
Thank you for
we hope to
having
see you
me.
guys next week live. You guys are
And
welcome.
thank
Thank you so
you.
much.
And I'll
You guys
talk to
have a
Blood
good
Bunny
night.
about using those action verbs out loud while we're being streamed.
Yes, sir.
Talk to you guys later. You guys have a great night.
All right,
Thank you for
guys.
everything.
Right on. What's up? I'm Great.